heard the president. What'd you think?
Well, I think the president did an excellent job in defining the problems, and he deserves an enormous amount of credit for finally raising this issue of the crisis in healthcare and the disintegration of our healthcare system to the level that it deserves to be raised. However, I think in terms of implementing a policy, it was interesting. The president talked about the savings in the Canadian system. He talked about how the Canadian system is much more administratively efficient. We border on Canada. And the fact of the matter is, in my view, if you want a simpler system, if you want a more cost-effective system, if you want a system that is comprehensive and that is universal, I think we have a lot to learn from the Canadian system, which provides comprehensive health care to all of their people without out-of-pocket expense. So I am one of the 89 co-sponsors of the single-payer approach, and we look forward to working with the president. And I think what probably is going to end up is going to be an amalgam where at least those states that want to go forward with the single-payer system will be allowed to do so. So I think the president deserves an enormous amount of credit for raising the issue, for dealing with it frontally, for defining the problems. And it's going to be a very interesting debate in the next 8 months. And the hope out of all of this is that the day will come within the next few years that every single man, woman, and child in this country will have all of the health care that they need without out-of-pocket expense, in my opinion, and in a system which is far more cost-effective than the very wasteful system that we have today. So we're off to a good start. There's a lot of work in front of us, and I think that as a nation, if we pull together, we can make it happen.
As the only independent in the U.S. Congress, can you give us your insight on how this will play out politically? Will this be a bipartisan effort?
I think the president has made an effort to make it a bipartisan issue. I think when we get down to the nuts and bolts of it, there will be those of us who will say that the real cost savings are when you begin to stand up to the pharmaceutical industry. Will the Republicans and some conservative Democrats support that? I don't know. When you begin to demand that some physicians do not make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in salary, will the AMA and some of the people in Congress support that? I don't know. And most importantly, unfortunately, the president's proposal still gives an enormous amount of responsibility and power to the largest insurance companies in America. I myself personally don't believe that you're going to have a cost-effective system which is going to be run, as the president's plan proposes, by very, very large insurance companies. There's going to be a lot of contention over those issues.
Congressman Bernie Sanders, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.